Hello and welcome along to the first episode of the Red Zone podcast. I am your host Fletch. This podcast, it was an idea of mine through inspiration through other people's like this. I just want to talk about Liverpool, to be honest. I am looking to make another one that's just all football related, but my team being Liverpool, I thought why not give it a go, just focusing on one particular team. So Liverpool is obviously the one that I support. They're the team that I support, and I thought, why not just make a podcast solely on this? Looking to upload at least once a week, maybe have like a mini podcast in between if something big or breaking happens. But mainly it will be once a week, and I'll be talking about various things to do with the club. Or in this week's, for example, I'll be talking about mainly news. What we've got coming up is the Shaqiri deal to Liverpool, the goalkeeping saga, Lovren, his big week at the World Cup, and just various rumours and speculation that have been floating around. So I hope you enjoy it, and without further ado, let's begin. So the big news this week was obviously Dejan Shaqiri's move to Liverpool from Stoke. 13.5 million. I've been vocal about this through Twitter or my blog. I've said that this is a great deal for Liverpool. 13.5 million for starters is an absolute bargain for any kind of player in today's market. But one of Shaqiri's experience. Let's face it, he's only 26. He's only 26, and with. And him being a 26-year-old, he already has experience in the top flight of the German league, in the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. He's played in Serie A with Inter Milan, so he has experience in Italy's top league as well. He has experience in the Premier League with Stoke, obviously, but also he has Champions League experience because he played there with both Bayern Munich and Inter Milan. So, for 26 years old, 13.5 million, bringing all that experience into the squad. It's incredible. It was like Klopp said, a no-brainer. Klopp did go on to say that it was a no-brainer in signing Shaqiri, and I can't agree more. He can also play across the front three. He can play either wing or up front. He can also play in a number 10 kind of role. Not very often, but it would always be nice to have him there as a sort of backup just in case. He won't be a start. I don't see him starting many games due to the fact that obviously the forward three of last season in Salah, Firmino and Mane will be the genuine starters. But he will add great depth to our squad, because the one thing that we lacked towards the back end of last season was depth to our squad. We got hit with a number of injuries, and in the end, the lack of depth really told in our squad. So he will add genuine depth to our squad. He'll be a good backup to have coming off the bench. He's got good pace, he's got good dribbling, and he's capable of producing absolute worldy of goals. The goal against Everton, for example, being one of them, it was an incredible goal. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think on this. He's a good goal scorer for a winger. At Stoke, he didn't really get the support, and he didn't really have the players around him to sort of boost the stats that he had. I know he finished both top goal scorer and top assist maker for Stoke last season. But I can only see that with more quality around him, in the sense that he's going to have Salah, Mane, Firmino, Keita, Fabinho, Oxlade-Chamberlain when he comes back. More quality around him, he's going to probably boost them stats, and he's probably going to be a better player for it. I'm talking about Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. I have this parallel kind of feeling that this is very similar to the Oxlade-Chamberlain story, where it's a guy who's been average at best. I think that's the best way to put it, because he was like the main man at Stoke. Let's not mess around with that. He was the main man at Stoke, but he didn't quite, like I said, hit the heights, or didn't get like the consistency that he needed or wanted. But and the same with Chamberlain as well at Arsenal before he came to Liverpool. But here he has the potential of possibly doing that and probably exceeding expectation, like what Oxlade-Chamberlain has done so far in his Liverpool career. So I do get very similar vibes from that, and I will be first to admit I did not think Oxlade-Chamberlain would be a decent signing for us. I thought at the time it was strange that we needed a centre-back, and of course we weren't getting Van Dijk at the time, but we decided to spend 40 million on Chamberlain. In the long run, everything worked out great. Oxlade-Chamberlain became a great signing for us and is only going to continue to get better, hopefully, after he gets over his recent injury problems. And obviously, we got Van Dijk in January. So I'm picking up very similar vibes from that, and I'm very happy that Shaqiri has now signed for Liverpool for 13.5 million. I think now, as far as transfers are concerned, we've got Fabinho, so we've added that depth to midfield. Kate is obviously now officially signed as well. We just need a number 10 and a goalkeeper. I don't know on the goalkeeping situation because I mean, this leads on brilliantly to my next point, the whole goalkeeping saga, but I don't know if we're going to get a goalkeeper or not. The nice guy in me wants to say that I want to give Karius a chance. I genuinely do want to give Karius a chance, another one. I know it may be a bit too much for some Liverpool fans to hear, but I genuinely do want to give him one more chance to redeem himself after the horror show that was the Champions League final. But at the same time, I kind of want to see someone else. I kind of want to see a new goalkeeper either come in or someone else pick up the pace a little bit from the academy or something. I don't know, and maybe that could be Danny Ward, but it's a difficult situation, that one. But but I'll get into that point a little bit later on. Like I say, we need to buy a number 10. The void that Coutinho's left is definitely told, I think, like I said, towards the end of last season. It was all right for the most part. I mean, I would have liked to have seen Firmino drop into that number 10 role kind of thing a little bit as the season wore on, and maybe give Solanke more of a chance, and that kind of did happen at the last game of the season against Brighton. But it was the creativity in some games really foretold. The ones that stand out in my mind are the games against West Brom and Stoke, where there was very little creativity in the midfield, and obviously with our number of injuries that we had, it kind of hindered our pursuit of maybe more of a secure top 4 finish. So yeah, number 10 definitely. Is it going to be Fekir? Is that deal still right? Well, the speculation doesn't appear to be wearing off anytime soon. The speculation still is there. I don't know. I saw him in the World Cup. He does have like a Coutinho-esque kind of vibe to him, which is kind of decent. And I know that it will definitely be something that Klopp obviously is looking at, someone like him who can play that kind of role, because Coutinho is pretty good at the role that Klopp wanted to play, and obviously with the Klopp system. I just don't know whether that deal will actually come to fruition or not. It just seems like it's 50-50 right now. Like, there was several weeks ago, and then obviously the medical threw something up that made Liverpool change their minds. So they tried to get like a cut price deal for him, but I don't see anything falling for it. I don't see Leon falling for a cut price deal for a guy that's got a little bit of an injury problem, which is why Liverpool wanted to change the whole deal. And I don't see why Fekir would actually go to Liverpool through the club. I think the player wants to, but I don't think the club wants the deal to go through due to money issues. So again, should Liverpool look elsewhere? Because they could hold on again for like they did with Van Dijk, but it could halt them again throughout half the season. You saw with the Van Dijk situation, like they waited half a season, and it's sort of the first half of the season for them was like mediocre. It was pretty good in places and then pretty bad in others. So yeah, if he's not going to go for like a plan B situation with this, then plan A in Fekir should be priority. I just don't know whether he's got a plan B lined up. I don't know whether he's going to try and put someone else in that role. But that is definitely one area we need depth in. I did mention the goalkeeping situation. Now, Loris Karius, Simon Late, Danny Ward. 3 goalkeepers who, well, 2 of them have had plenty of chances to make their name for themselves as Liverpool #1, and 1 who's been waiting very patiently for his chance. Now, Karius messed up. Karius was when Liverpool signed Virgil van Dijk, the defence looked more assured. He made Lovren look a better player. He made the wing backs more assured. He made even the goalkeeper look pretty assured. You go back to the big games in last season. I'm talking about mainly the Champions League games, the games against Manchester City, the games against Roma, and of course the final against Real Madrid. Karius didn't play too badly in all of them games, and I will include the Madrid game because pretty much Karius made a few decent saves in that final. It was just everyone will only remember him for messing up big time in the games or in the moments that mattered. There was no stopping the Bale overhead kick, but I'm talking about the Benzema goal and the second Bale goal in which he just dropped it into his own net. Those were horrendous errors, no doubt about it. I'm not going to make any excuses for him. I'm not going to say the concussion or whatever because I don't know. They were horrendous errors for any goalkeeper. Lloris even made one in the World Cup final. It didn't matter as much because obviously the game was probably won by then. But it was still a pretty horrendous error. But yeah, these things happen. But at the same time, it's like you can't keep giving this guy enough chances because he's done so in the games that didn't mean as much. He's had plenty of chances to kind of name himself as Liverpool #1. Hasn't really taken them. The end of last season was probably his best spell at the club. He was making some pretty decent saves. He was seemingly more assured of himself. Yeah, he was prone to the occasional error, but you know, Lovren is the same still. Lovren isn't entirely, well, he claims he's the best defender in the world, which we'll get onto in a minute, but he's the same. Like, he looked more assured under Van Dijk, but it was still like you were expecting him to make an error in a game, and it would be a pretty big error as well. Maybe with another few games, another few months of playing with the same back four may help him. But I think for many Liverpool fans, we're calling for a change. But Klopp doesn't seem to want that change. Klopp seems to want to... He seems a little bit stubborn in this. He doesn't seem to want to admit that he could be wrong on Karius, because obviously Karius was one of his signings. He seems to be very stubborn on how Karius is his #1 goalkeeper. Which kind of leaves Mignolet on the bench. Mignolet, there was a lot of talk about him at the beginning of this transfer window that he may want to leave Liverpool as he sees his future elsewhere, and he may seem that he wants more first team action. which would be pretty good for him, and I can't really argue with that. If he wants to leave for more first team action, then at least he's not going to be like the backup goalkeeper for someone else, which will be pretty decent for him. But again, Mignolet's another one. He hasn't had the fortunity of Karius, in which he's had to play with an assured back four, because for the majority of the season, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andrew Robertson, Virgil van Dijk and Dejan Lovren were the back four, which looked more assured playing in front of Karius, and so he hasn't really had that luxury of having that back four in front of him. He's had like a mixed bag of defenders. He's had like Moreno to play. He's had Klein and Alexander-Arnold at times on the right, and then in the centre he's had a mixture of Matip, Klavan and Lovren, some kind of combination of the two. He hasn't had that luxury, whereas Danny Ward hasn't had much of a chance. He started to come into the fray a little bit when Mignolet and Karius were both pretty much as bad as each other, to be honest. But there's been more and more talk over the past week that maybe it's time to give him a chance. And I, for one, can't see him doing any worse, to be honest. Like I said, I do want to see Karius have another chance, because I genuinely feel like I like to give people a chance to redeem themselves, and this is another one of them cases. But we can't give him any more chance after this if he does get another chance. Other than that, if we are to get a new goalkeeper, there's been talk of Alisson, Oblak, which doesn't seem very realistic. Courtois has even been thrown into the mix. I think Courtois would be a decent signing. Again, like Shaqiri, he would bring plenty of Premier League experience. But again, that just seems very unrealistic that Courtois, or any goalkeeper for that matter, will actually be coming into Liverpool. Maybe a young goalkeeper for a couple of seasons ahead, possibly. I just don't see a first team goalkeeper walking in, or a goalkeeper of any real high quality standard anyway, coming in. If anything, I see Mignolet leaving and us getting a backup goalkeeper. Whether that's a backup goalkeeper for Karius, or whether that's a third place goalkeeper, that means Danny Ward moves up the goalkeeping hierarchy, so to speak. I don't know. But there was one thing I was thinking about, and I haven't really been thinking about it recently. I've been thinking about it for a long time. The goalkeeping coach. Why has nobody, or very, very few people, not pointed the finger at him? Because he dates back to the final years of Pepe Reina. And as you all know, Reina was probably one of the better goalkeepers that we've had in, well, definitely recent years, but one of the better goalkeepers that we've had in this modern era. And he was god-awful in his final season with Liverpool. He was making mistakes left, right and centre. It was almost like Reina was a completely different goalkeeper. And I just think, maybe we should start looking at replacing him, or, looking at him under the microscope a bit more, because there's been plenty of goalkeepers during the time that Reina's left till now in which no goalkeepers really broke through. We've always had one main goalkeeper, for sure, but we've had plenty of others that have been back up to that, but they've not come to the forefront. And the ones that we have got that did become the number one goalkeeper for their time, they were pretty poor. They were not as good as what people were expecting. They were not good at all. They were pretty average at best. It was almost like watching a mid-table goalkeeper, or even below mid-table goalkeeper. I just think that there's possibly something there to go on. I'm not 100% certain we should be focused on the goalkeepers themselves. Of course, they have something to do with it, but I think we should start looking at the goalkeeping coach himself and just questioning, why are so many goalkeepers coming to us with such a high reputation and such good standards, and then them dropping as soon as they wear a Liverpool shirt, and then why them standards are improving again once they leave, because Reina, from what I understand, was doing pretty well when he left Liverpool. Same with other goalkeepers that have gone on to other clubs. So I just think maybe it's very harsh to say it's all on the goalkeepers themselves and not the guy who's kind of behind the scenes, so to speak. I also mentioned Lovren during that, and whilst the goalkeeper situation still remains up in the air, I think we should move on until we know something more concrete. Lovren's bold claim this week that he's one of the best defenders in the world. Now, just because you get through to a World Cup and Champions League final in the space of a couple of months, it makes you good. It doesn't make you the best. Like, for months and months and months during his Liverpool career, from the beginning stages, definitely, he came because he was very good at Southampton. He had a very good partnership over there at Southampton. He was very, very good. He never quite replicated that form at Liverpool. He got better as it went on, definitely. But again, like I said earlier, he's still prone to making mistakes. And you just feel in every game that you play, no matter how comfortable Liverpool seem, you just know that he's going to be the one to put them in some real danger. He doesn't make him one of the best defenders in the world to get through to both finals. Yes, it makes him a good defender. He had a solid tournament. First half against England aside, because he was pretty poor then, but he got better as the game wore on, and England kind of dropped off a little bit, which made his game a little bit more easier. But it doesn't make him one of the best in the world, I'm afraid. Like, I still think he's a good defender. I still think he's played very well the past few months. One of the best, I just don't see it. I wouldn't pick him over some other players as a centre-back partnership in my fantasy dream team, so to speak. There's plenty of other defenders out there that I would rather choose, and even some in history as well. There's plenty that are better than him. I still see him being first choice centre-back partner alongside Van Dijk for next season, unless we make a big signing. There was talk of Jerome Boateng coming in. I don't really see that happening though. Plenty of talk of a few others as well, maybe getting like a youngster in, or maybe getting someone up from the academy. I don't know, but it seems like more likely he'll be number one. He'll be the number one partner alongside Van Dijk for next season. I just think his bold claim that he's one of the best in the world it's not laughable, because I wish I had that kind of confidence to say that. I just think that he's maybe just gone a bit over the top in his estimation there. And by a bit, I mean quite a bit. Rumours and speculation as we kind of bring this first episode to a sort of close. Like I said, it's not... this is just a work in progress kind of thing. This will get better. This has been pretty poor, actually. Nah, I'm joking. It's just... I kind of just wanted to test this kind of thing out, see what the... test the water, so to speak, just see what the kind of reaction is, just see if this is anything to build upon, and I'm looking to build upon it. I kind of wanted to do this, so I'm going to do what I want to do for this. Rumours, speculation. There's not too many rumours or realistic rumours that I can pick out. Since the Shaqiri deal, it just all seems to be around Fekir. Is he actually going to be on his way? There's a lot of talk that that deal isn't totally dead. There's a talk that it's completely dead. It's just a mixed bag. No one really knows what's going on. Fekir seems to be just playing it cool right now. But of course, we've still got a few weeks left in the window. Yeah, Liverpool have been a bit quiet since Shaqiri. there doesn't seem to be too much in the way of transfer talk, or any transfer talk that I see of real relevance. I will say though, that Sturridge, Daniel Sturridge, like many people have said before pre-season, like his Liverpool future or his Liverpool career was over. I think with this sort of new role he's playing in friendlies, it could be resurrected still. He's playing sort of like a slightly deeper role, which looks pretty decent for him. And I know it's only pre-season, so read into it what you will, but maybe he's just testing him out in that position just to see how it goes, because it just seems a slightly deeper role. It's more of a creative role for him. It's something like he can have a free roll at, so he doesn't have to play up front. Could also help him with injuries as well, not having to do as much in the space of on his own up front kind of thing. So that one's one to look out for. Personally, I think we should cash in on him now, but if this new role really pays off for him, why not keep him? Why not keep him for another season or so? Maybe pretty good, maybe pretty decent for him. Who else is looking to be? I don't know, because I would, like I said earlier with the whole Shaqiri thing, like the squad is pretty much there. It just needs a couple more players to really show me that we're gonna be definitely challenging for trophies next season. Because a trophy does seem to be, well, not seems to be a trophy next season is what we definitely need, regardless of what trophy it is. Silverware needs to start coming through this team. This team is too good, and the football played is too good not to earn themselves a trophy. So if Sturridge stays, again, it will add some good depth when he's on form. If he can stay away from injuries, he's a very, very good player. Apart from that, it all seems a bit quiet for Liverpool so far. We've got a few things. We've talked about a few things here today. A few things that are looking positive for the new season. A few things that are still a bit up in the air, and some bold claims. Guys, if you have any comments about any of the stories that I may have missed, or any of the stories that I've talked about during this podcast, I would love to hear from you. Otherwise, tell me what you think. Basically, I just want to know what you think of the Shaqiri deal, what you think of the whole goalkeeping saga that's happening right now, or has been happening for the past few seasons. And not only that, but of course, Lovren's bold claim. Is he actually one of the best defenders in the world? The best defender in the world? I don't think so. I think, of course. And obviously, rumours and speculation. What do you think of Sturridge? What do you think of Courtois? What do you think of Boateng? Other stories like that. Maybe a bit out there kind of thing, but you never know. You never know. I never would have thought the Fabinho deal would have actually taken only an hour to come off, so anything can happen within the blink of an eye. But yeah, so basically, guys, comment section below for all your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear from you. Hit that like button on the way out if you enjoyed listening to the podcast, and subscribe if you are either new or want to see more content like this. Otherwise, thanks for listening. I've been Fletch. This has been the Red Zone podcast, and I'll see you next time.